This is such an old school macho movie, I could feel the hairs on my face growing, and as soon as it ended, I went back to not being able to grow a full beard. My name is Ren, and this is my review of The Order. Welcome back, film family. Thank you for joining me for the final of my late Venice Film Festival reviews to coincidentally discuss what turned out to be my favorite film of this year's Venice Film Festival. An alarming surge in violent bombings and bank robberies in the Pacific Northwest leads a weathered FBI agent into a deadly cat-and-mouse game with a charismatic domestic terrorist plotting to overthrow the US government. And if I told you walking into Venice that I had high expectations for The Order, I would be lying. I had no idea what The Order was. I had no idea who was involved in The Order. And thankfully, The Order is such an enthralling watch. This is a neo-Western crime thriller echoing The French Connection, Heat, Hell or High Water, but with white supremacists instead of mobsters. And it is one of the strongest action thrillers I have seen all year, with an old school western feel, plenty of nail-biting heist scenes and propulsive action captured with gritty cinematography, and a first-rate ensemble in a story all too timely and poignant, sadly. Gerzel's direction is methodical but steely. He's surprisingly reserved in his depictions of any hate crime, choosing to only showcase violence when absolutely necessary as to enhance the impact of each set piece. His framing for action as well as cold and uncompromising as ever. And what it may lack in spectacle and choreography is more than made up for with unfiltered violence and brutality on display. He purposefully chooses not to frame the action as the highlight of the film, and therefore framing the story as a loathsome stare into the insular and pathetic psychology behind the inevitable self-implosion of the story's titular cult. And you will not find any subtlety in The Order whatsoever, but it's hard to argue this story calls for it. Thematically, one can draw from Matthews' proclamation, "Dead men are remembered for their deeds." And to Kurzel's and screenwriter Zach Balin's credit, these misguided characters never feel like martyrs, only as disenfranchised losers whose failures must always be someone else's problem. This is a classic action film through and through, a lean and mean thriller that hooks you until the inevitable white text over black screen fills you in on the updates or lack thereof, since the events took place in the 1980s. And if we're talking about disenfranchised losers, we must discuss their leader, Bob Matthews, played by Nicholas Hoult, who absolutely steals this film. The dude has like 3 movies out in December alone, and all of them are great. It's kind of insane. But nevertheless, this is a revelatory performance that showcases his gravitas and quiet intensity as the equal parts chilling and charismatic, maniacal neo-Nazi leader. It's also the performance that made me instantly go, oh yes, this is going to be a great Lex Luthor. And we are currently living in the Lawessence. I love seeing Jude Law taking on these roles that are either gritty, macho weather detectives or just having fun in Star Wars Skeleton Crew playing a scumbag. He brings none of his charm, but all of his charisma, which is probably found in that incredible mustache. Seriously, the best mustache in film in all of 2024. And Holt is such a perfect foil for this man seeking redemption for a tragic past. He is not the detective he should be. He is not the person he should be. He's not the father he should be. And he has this chance. And the way Kurzel plays it with these characters, constantly playing this mental chess game, not being able to fully figure each other out, or at least not to be able to take each other out of each other's ways. And it just allows the suspense to boil over in each sequence. This rivalry between Matthews and Husk is a classic one, but Kurzel purposefully uses their heated battle to blur the lines between good and evil, painting his heroes in shades of grey as both the protagonist and antagonist are failed family men on a mission whose last hope at self-perceived redemption is to fulfill their goals, as they both see themselves as the last great American cowboy. It's a compelling dynamic that elevates The Order from being just a run-of-the-mill thriller doomed to be lost in the infinitude of the Netflix rivalry. But I do feel The Order would have benefited if it had allowed us to spend more time getting to know these characters, particularly the great supporting cast, which includes Ty Sheridan and Journey Smollett, two characters that bring quite a bit of emotion into the film in some of the most memorable sequences. But that's a good problem to have, if I'm honest. So now it's time for you to start a conversation about The Order in the comments below. What is your favorite crime thriller of the year? What is your favorite Justin Kurzel film? And are you excited for Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor? Anything and everything down there. If you're enjoying this review, many more like it right up here. And I'll be back very soon with many more reviews. So if you want to stick around, talk more movies and TV with me, this is the place to be. Consider clicking that subscribe button, and you won't miss any future conversations on your favorite movies and TV. The Order is a melting pot of bleakness and tension, where Kurzel's trademark, uncompromising, old-school, mustachioed raw grit make for an arresting neo-western. Holt impresses with cold, calculating, and commanding career-best work. It's Jude Law and Order versus neo-Nazis. What more could you want? I'm giving The Order an A-. Thank you so much for watching, Film Family. Remember to start the conversation about The Order in the comments below. Check out the rest of my Venice Film Festival coverage that I finally caught up on, and I'll see you very soon for more videos. So until the next one, love each other and love the movies.